Okay, so list. Now list is used to store multiple values. Okay, and it can store list. I think we discussed this, right? So list can store list as well. So 2, 4, 6.5, hello.
Yes, sir. In the list, we have completed like different data types we can store,
Correct, correct. But we
and
haven't
we
done
we
methods.
can combine two lists like with
Correct,
plus operator,
correct.
and
Multiplication also with,
yeah,
yes,
with multiplication operator we can repeat how number of times the list.
correct. Methods we have not done, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I think we did append method also, right? Maybe very few we did. Okay.
Yes, sir. Append L1 dot append in the sense new value will be added in the list.
Correct. Okay, so we can
Yeah.
add, let's say 11. Okay, so 11 will be added at the end. And when you say L1 dot insert, it takes the position and the value. So let's say the position at which I want to add is 1. So I want to add a second position basically. So index is 1. So you give index as 1, and then you say 1 comma, okay, let's say um, okay, um, good evening. Okay, so you get good evening, right? So now when we print L1, okay, this should be B1. Okay, so here you see you have, okay, 11 is added at the end because we said append, and position 1, right? Index 1, position 2, good evening is added. So you have also uh, method like pop.
Sir, in the append we can add with the position we can add, sir. Position comma.
Insert. Insert is the position comma.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Not in your um, uh, append. Append by default. So that's what I said. This is equivalent of your, it's like saying Q. Is it Q? Yes. It gets added at the end, right? In the queue, it gets added at the end. Correct. It's like Q. It got added at the end. Okay. And insert, you can decide which position to add. Similarly, pop takes index. Okay, I want to remove 2. So I'll say pop 0. So when I say pop 0, you see this 2 is gone, right? So it will remove the position. Okay, so pop takes or removes element from the given position.
Sir, in the pop we'll give the index, and in the remove we should give the value, no, sir.
Exactly. Remove value. And 6.5, if I give, it will remove 6.5. Okay. So this is the value. Okay. So 6.5 will be gone. Right. So this is how you can add, remove, okay, from a list. Now, in the list, we have a important function called copy. Okay. So let's say, okay, let's display the list. So, sorry. I'm going to display this print here. Okay. Print L1, and before that, let me do this. L2 equal to L1 and L3 equal to L1 dot copy. Okay. And I'm going to say print set1. Okay. And I'll say L1. Okay. Let's print this one as well. L1 colon L1, right? Now I'm going to copy and paste it here. So L1, L3, L2, L2, L3.
This
And
thing we have completed, sir.
oh, we have completed. Then
Yes,
we
sir.
are done with the list actually.
Okay. Only
Okay.
these are the things, these are the functions only, sir.
Right. So see, let's do this and I'll show you. L1 dot, right? Remove, pop, append, count. Count will tell you how many elements are there, right?
Repetition.
Repetition. Reverse also, I remember that we did it. Okay. Reverse
Yes,
will
sir.
simply reverse. First becomes last, second last becomes
Last
second.
becomes, yeah.
Yeah. Extend is, it's like saying L1 equal to L1 plus L2. So L1 dot extend will add, then copy index. Index will give you the position. So you enter the, this is what I was telling you. You give the value, it will tell you at what position that value is.
Okay.
Okay. Now this works very much like your, that we discussed earlier, right? Count and find. See,
Okay.
see here you see index, object, comma, start and stop. Okay. Object is what you need to find, right? Index. Value, right? So if you say here in this list, if you say 1 0 1 2 3, right, index will give you 3. But let's say if you have 3 hellos, still you'll get the index of 1 only. This is very much like your find only. Okay, in fact index is very much like find
In the
so
strings.
in the strings. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
when you say index, it will give you the first index of the first value, right?
Which comes first, it displays that one only.
Correct. But what if I want the second one, right?
Using for loop, all those things.
So you have to change the start value to the first plus 1. Then you'll get the second position.
Sir,
Right?
means we need to change, we need to print the second position, means we need to store the count of the first position. And then if we second
Plus
position
1.
occurs, we need to remove the first, and we need to print the second.
Correct. Correct. So now
Yeah.
let's say if you do want to remove hello, so the start value should be at least 0, 1, 2, 3, at least 4.
Yeah.
Okay, if you say at least, you can say 4, 5, 6, whatever, but at least 4 to ignore the third position, the third index, right? So if the value is the third index, you'll have at least 4 to ignore this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yes, so this is it for this. What I wanted was to do maybe one example, okay, where you actually see the usage of a list, and then we can say that we are done with it, right?
Yes, sir.
So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, okay, okay, let's run it. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to, okay, so let's say you take input as a certain value, okay, date. We'll take date. Okay, I want to show you how to use indexing basically. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so you take index, okay, so date, you ask the user to enter date, and let's say if date is entered as say 7, today is 22, right? 22 12 2022, right? If they enter something like this, the output that you want to display, so take this, read this, and then the output should be 22nd December 2022.
Okay.
22nd December 2022.
I think we need to use the import statements.
You need to use input, right? Input to get it.
No,
But
sir, input not. Import.
no, you don't need import.
Okay.
We can do it using basic programming only. Okay.
Okay.
So see, year, we don't have to make any change. Year is as it is, right? Now, date, this 12 needs to convert it to December, right?
Yeah.
This is also easy. So what we'll do is we'll create called month in text format. Okay. And you give all the months, right? So I'm going to say January. Okay. February.
So this is the arena, sir.
List, array. So see, if you talk about array, right, there are we don't have array as such in Python. Okay, there are different types of array. So the list is one-dimensional array. Okay, your NumPy is two-dimensional, like matrix format. Okay, and your pandas, okay, so NumPy can be multiple dimensional. Okay, not only two-dimensional, you can have multi-dimensional. So multi-dimensional is used using NumPy. One dimensional is list, okay, under array. And then you have pandas, which is very much like your table format.
Okay.
So when you say array, basically we have list as well as numpy.
Okay.
Okay. NumPy we will cover little later, maybe after class and objects. We'll do exception handling and then we'll go to NumPy. So
Okay.
sometime next week we'll start NumPy. NumPy is handling more than one dimension.
Okay, sir.
List is one dimensional array.
Array is 2-dimensional.
NumPy is two dimensional.
Okay. Sir, array and the list are both are same.
No, so see, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing as such called array in Python. Okay. There's
List
not,
only is the array.
so as the array basically what means is a collection, right? When you say array,
Yeah,
it
collection of
means
similar data
collection,
types.
similar data types, right? So now, if you talk about collection in a singular format, in a linear format, one-dimensional format, it is your list.
Yes, sir.
If you want to convert into multi-dimensional format, say two-dimensional format, you can create list of list. I think we did one example, right? When we read the values of, did we do that example? When we read the marks of 5 students or 5 subjects? No. So,
No, sir.
okay. So let's take this example. So let's say, okay, this simple one will take sample. Now you say this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is linear collection, right?
Yes,
Now, what I'll do is I will create one more list. So list of lists, just like we did in the first example, we had a last list, right? So
Yeah.
this is one list, and then you can have one more list. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Now one is
Then,
different type of list.
yeah, so it is list collection of list. So in a way, if you see, it becomes a two-dimensional list. Okay, in a
Yes,
way,
sir.
it's not really two-dimensional. Okay, it is still one-dimensional. Okay, we don't call this as two-dimensional. We still call it as one-dimensional only.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's the, so but you can see in a way you can look it as a two-dimensional. This is
Yes,
rows,
sir.
sorry, and columns. So the technical word is your uh, list actually. Okay, but
Yes,
when you
sir.
say array, this is what it means. So we mean list only in for array.
Okay, sir.
Okay, we mean list. We mean list only when you say array in Python. Okay, so
Sir.
yes, yeah. So coming to this example, you can have Jan, Feb, okay, March, April,
May.
May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, right? So if I want to convert, say 12, right? Index of this is 0. Index of this is
1.
1, right?
Directly -1.
Correct, exactly. So if I have to print this, I have to say print. Okay,
Sir,
it's like
now we know that December. We know that 12 is 12. It's not a user input. Okay.
you can take user input. No, you can say user to enter. Okay, we can
Okay.
say user month user something like this. Okay, enter month, right? So you can say int of input
Enter the
int
month.
of
No, sir. Not asking about the enter. Yeah, not asking about the enter the month, sir. If we give a 12th month, let's suppose we don't know, sir. It is a 12th month. If we know 12th month, we can directly go to the -1 index.
Correct.
If we don't know that, if we, for suppose it's a 10th month, we don't know that.
No. See, so so what is the business objective? What is that you are? So see, I told you my business objective, right? My business objective is if I have 22/12/2022, it should display like this. 22nd December. So in this case, I know 12, right? I know 12. So you give me a situation. then I can tell you.
Yes, sir. The situation is like user need to input,
Okay.
and the numbers we don't know. While
No,
while
no,
writing while writing the code, we don't know what are the inputs user want to give.
no. See, you want you have to enter name, marks. So we know, right, what user wants to enter. You cannot enter. See, let's say you're booking a ticket, right? When you
Yeah.
are booking a ticket, you need to give what? You need to give your travel date, travel, which day you want
Time.
to travel, right? Time still we don't give, right? When you book, when you search for the flight, okay? So
Okay.
it'll ask you source and destination, right? From where you want to fly to where you want to fly,
Yeah,
right?
that's the first step.
Yes. So in this case, you know that this is date that you are traveling, sorry, the city that they are traveling. On which date you want to go? Is it to one way or return ticket also required? So
Okay.
you cannot perform without when you don't know what user enters, right? If you expect the user to enter name, then you expect whatever name user will enter. So you'll ask the user enter name, right? So user has to enter name.
Okay.
So you cannot give when you're booking ticket, right? They have a fixed text box for source and destination. You cannot put destination in the source and source in the destination. If you put it, won't work. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you need to know what user is entering. Otherwise, you can't process, because based on that only your next step will happen. The processing step will happen when you know what user is entering.
Yes, sir.
Right? So
Understood.
yeah, so here I'm saying date, but as I said, it could be anything. But you need to know whether it is in name or email ID or phone number or marks or is it there any text data that you want to enter. It could be anything, right? But as a user, you should know what they are entering,
Yes, sir. Understood.
right? Now in the previous example, it's a word. So it's a word, then you can expect anything, right?
Yeah.
But still what we checked was that is alpha, right? Otherwise we'll say, when you're trying to enter a word cannot have text or special character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is okay, so easy to get, right? Now, but this is not what we want, right? We want to convert date also. So what we'll do is we will see date here. If you see, we'll say date ending. Okay. Now date ending, date can be from 1st to 31st, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So if it is first, you will say ST, right? 1 ST. Like if they say date is 1, so 1 ST. 2, you will say ND, second.
Yeah.
Okay. Third, you will say RD.
Yeah.
Now fourth, you will say TH. Now see, from 4,
From
5.
until 31st, we will say TH.
No, not 31st. Till 20th only. 21st again, 21st, it becomes 21st. No,
Yeah. Okay.
we
Okay.
don't say 20th. See, 11th is 11th only. 12th is
11th,
12th
12th,
only.
13th.
19th is 19th. 20th is 20th. Up to 21st.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because
what I'll do,
21st, ST.
TH. So what I'll do here, so instead of copying and pasting TH, 25 or how many times? 17 times, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Because 3 is gone and next 17 we need to reach 20th. Okay. So you cannot say STNDRD plus your say TH, right? And this is also a list. So TH, okay, into 17, right? And
Yes, sir.
then again plus 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
And
Right? And then from 24th to 30th, again 7 times TH. Right? And
yes,
then
sir.
last 31st ST. So see, we created a similar list just like above one. But instead of writing 31st time, we managed with multiplication value. Right? So now we'll ask the user to enter month, okay, date, int of input, enter date. Okay, and then we'll say year or user equal to int of. Now here we don't need to convert into integer, because anyway our intention is to form a text only. This is a text only, right? So we will not convert into integer, we'll read it as input only. Enter the year. Now the output, your display text is going to be your date, which is date user, right? Now date user plus ending, date ending. Now date ending, okay, so date user is integer, right? So we have to convert into str, because when you're adding them, it has to be all string, isn't it? So I'm going to say str of date. Make sense?
Sir?
Str of date,
Yeah, yes, sir.
right?
Yeah, we
Plus,
can take.
yeah, plus date ending of your date user -1, just like we did for month.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get, for 1 it should be 0th index. Then you say plus, okay, then month. Now month is anyway month user -1 is string only, right? So we don't have to convert. And the year also we did was year only, right? So we have not converted into integer. So it is this. Now we need to give space between everything, right? So we'll say for date we don't give space, but after this we need to give space. Then you give space here. And now you print the display text.
Yes.
So if I say date is 5th February 2023. So 5th February 2023.
Yeah.
Okay. And just showing how to use indexing and multiplication power. You get it like that. Now, you can use it, can practice the program to convert it into your, use it like a queue and um, linked list, okay,
Yes, sir.
or your stack, right? So
Yeah.
what you need to do is, okay, you have to ask the user, okay, enter the value, correct?
Yeah. You enter
And
the. We need to take the 3 inputs as a month, date, and year.
correct.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now you tell me, what was the problem that you were trying to solve? Len will tell you total count. So let's say if you have a list of values, okay. Now let's say you created a list with values like numbers, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, right? Let's say these are numbers, right? Now to know how many times loop has to run, you simply say len of
Then of
len
L1.
L1. So now you know how many values are there, and then you can manage your loop accordingly. Oops, what happened? Oh, this is okay. This is previous one. So date 111. So first, okay. So you say it's 6. It tells you there are 6 elements.
Yeah.
And now
Yes.
you can, you can use this functions to iterate through list, and you can get your work done.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.